Page 94, Chapter 2. Poems by Milton. John Milton, 1608 to 1674.
John Milton began writing poetry at the age of 10. After finishing his formal education at Cambridge, he read almost everything available in Latin, Greek, Italian, and English. He was appointed Latin secretary, where he worked so hard that eye strain from years of late-night reading caused him to become totally blind at the age of 45. In the final years of his life, he wrote through dictation Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained.
Now is part 1 of the poem. On Time. Fly, envious time, till thou run out thy race. Call on the lazy leaden stepping hours, whose speed is but the heavy plummet's space. And glut thyself with what thy womb devours, which is no more than what is false and vain, and merely mortal dross. So little is our loss, so little is thy gain. For when as each thing bad thou hast entombed, and last of all thy greedy self consumed, then long eternity shall greet our bliss with an individual kiss, and joy shall overtake us as a flood, when everything that is sincerely good and perfectly divine, with truth and peace and love, shall ever shine about the supreme throne of Him, to's happy making sight alone, when once our heavenly guided soul shall climb, then all this earthy grossness quit. Attired with stars, we shall forever sit, triumphing over death and chance and thee, O time. Page 95. Notes. Envious time. According to ancient mythology, Kronos devoured each of his children at birth. Plummets. A lead weight whose slow mechanism activates the ticking mechanism in a clock. Understanding the poem. 1. Why has the poet pitted the flight of time against the lazy leaden stepping hours and the heavy plummet space? 2. What are the things associated with the temporal and what are associated with the eternal? 3. What guides human souls towards divinity? Who is the final winner in the race against time? Part 2. On Shakespeare. 1630. What needs my Shakespeare for his honoured bones? The labour of an age in piled stones, or that his hallowed relics should be hid under a starry pointing pyramid? Dear son of memory, great heir of fame, what needst thou such weak witness of thy name? Thou in our wonder and astonishment hast built thyself a live-long monument. For whilst to the shame of slow endeavouring art thy easy numbers flow, and that each heart hath from the leaves of thy unvalued book, those Delphic lines with deep impression took, then thou our fancy of it self-bereaving. Page 96. Dost make us marble with too much conceiving, and so sepultured in such pomp dost lie, that kings for such a tomb would wish to die. Notice the spelling of Shakespeare and of the words easy, conceiving. Understanding the poem. 1. Why does Milton feel it is not necessary to put up a monument in stone for Shakespeare? 2. What does the weak witness of thy name refer to? 3. How does Milton describe Shakespeare as the source of inspiration for all succeeding generations of poets? 4. What is the best tribute that posterity has bestowed on Shakespeare? Language study. Etymology is the study of the history of linguistic change. When applied to individual words, it is an account of 1. The history of a word. 2. The derivation of a word. The dictionary meaning of a word is followed by notes on its origin. For the word entombed, the information we get is late, M.E. Middle English. Entomb, noun, M.F. Entomb, R. This means that the word is found in late Middle English. The word is of French origin and is found in use from 1578. Also, about 30% of the words in English are of French origin. Borrowings from French reached its height after the Norman conquest. 1066, between 1250 and 1400. Suggested reading:
On His Blindness by John Milton.